He was arrested for a parole violation, contempt of court, fleeing or evading police, wanton endangerment, possession of a controlled substance, trafficking in a controlled substance, drug paraphernalia, operating on a suspended license, reckless driving, speeding, improper passing, disregarding a stop sign, and disregarding a traffic control device. He was lodged in the Barron County Detention Center.
Nobody ever looks at the dollars that it takes to keep that ambulance on the road. Nobody looks at the dollars it takes to recruit the best marketed employees. Nobody looks at the overall figures. What they look at is the level of care that's provided to their family member that is in need at the time they're in need. And that is where ultimately the rubber meets the road, and this service has to provide that care at that level, no matter what direction we have to do to take it.
And that's exactly what the Barron Metcalfe Ambulance Board discussed at their Wednesday meeting, where the rubber meets the road, as well as the future of the ambulance service. Tune in at 7 o'clock for that complete story. Now, the leader of the Cornbread Mafia is headed back to prison. The Cornbread Mafia was a group most well known for growing marijuana. Their roots are right here in central Kentucky. The name Cornbread Mafia goes back to 1989, when federal prosecutors revealed that 20 men were arrested for organizing a marijuana trafficking ring that stretched across the Midwest. Beginning with the Minnesota 70 Kentuckians were accused of growing 182 tons of cornbread, which is what they referred to as when they were talking about marijuana, on 29 different farms in 10 different states. Federal prosecutors said it was the largest domestic marijuana organization in the nation. And by the end of 1991, prosecutors had arrested more than 100 members of the Cornbread Mafia, mostly from Lebanon, Kentucky, with the most notable member being the leader, Johnny Boone. Arrested in 1987 as the ringleader of a marijuana operation in Minnesota, Boone served about 15 years in prison. Well, according to a recent criminal complaint, in May of 2008, Kentucky State Police were conducting aerial surveillance in Springfield and Washington County when they discovered Boone's nearly 2,500 marijuana seedlings. Facing his third federal conviction, the three strikes law could have meant a life sentence for Boone. He escaped and has stayed on the run for more than 8 years. In late December of 2016, he was found and arrested by U.S. Marshals in a small town outside Montreal, Canada, and has been in their custody ever since. The 74-year-old has now pled guilty to cultivating marijuana. He will serve 54 months in prison. There's no parole in the federal system. In a Thursday accident sends one to the hospital. According to Glasgow police, 43-year-old Alan Thomerson of Glasgow was turning onto South L. Rogers Wells Boulevard from the Cumberland Parkway exit ramp in a 2017 Peterbilt semi when he pulled directly in the path of a 2002 Lexus driven by 45-year-old Jared Wells of Glasgow. Wells was traveling northbound. Wells was transported by Barron Metcalfe EMS to T.J. Sampson Hospital for treatment. He was also cited to court for failure to maintain insurance. Thomerson was uninjured in the accident. The accident was investigated by Officer Wesley Hicks, who was assisted by Barron Metcalfe EMS and the Glasgow Fire Department. Right now, it is 6:18 a.m. on this finally Friday morning, 42 degrees.
Healthcare changes all the time, but at Hatchet Home Medical, we're a consistent friend to help you navigate the road to good health. We are your headquarters for all types of equipment and supplies to let you recuperate at home, and we keep up with all the changes. So let us file the paperwork for insurance reimbursement. Hatchet Home Medical's huge showroom and warehouse on Park Avenue in Glasgow lets us stock what you need, and our trained technicians are courteous and helpful when setting up and instructing you or your caretakers. We feature a 24-hour on-call phone number to help in emergencies. And remember, all healthcare professionals, Hatchet's Home Medical has the area's largest selection of nurses' uniforms and supplies, featuring the best of name brands. Whether you need a wheelchair, walker, hospital bed, or other assistive device, the name to remember is Hatchet Home Medical in the Park Avenue Shopping Center in Glasgow. Phone 651-9551.
Did you know termites cause over...
That I need. For me, Lessonberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
In more local news, here's Superintendent Dr. Benny Lyle with the latest news for the Metcalfe County Board of Education.
The Metcalfe County Board of Education met in regular session on Tuesday, March 13th. Recognitions were from Metcalfe County High School, with our Student of the Month being Daniel Tomlin. Our Certified Employee of the Month was Miss Bailey Hume, and Classified Staff Member was our SRO, Josh Neal. The board heard updates on Safe Schools measure and a summary of the recent community forum that we'd had concerning safe schools. Heard an update that we will have a SRO in all of our schools throughout the end of this school year, and we work on making those permanent in the coming school year. The board actually approved a policy update which has to do with the use of metal detectors and wands in schools. Does not necessarily mean they will be used, but it does outline in detail what that usage would be and how it would occur if the schools chose to do that. The board approved a resolution for the New Skills Youth Grant and partnership with Barron County Schools, and the board approved Certified Evaluation Plan and Classified Evaluation Plan. The next board meeting will be on April 10th, and we also heard from Ms. Kelly Bell that our graduation date has been set for Thursday, May 24th.
Again, that was Dr. Benny Lyle, Superintendent for Metcalfe County Schools. And if Easter eggs aren't your thing, maybe the doggy bone hunt is more up your alley. Coming up this Sunday at 2 p.m. at Jackie Browning Park. Bravo will sponsor this year's Doggy Bone Hunt. Registration begins at 2. The bone hunt begins at 3. It is $12 per dog, and remember, your dog will need to be on a leash. If you want a picture of your pet with the Easter Bunny, they'll be there from 2 to 2:45. For more information, you can visit the shelter on Trojan Trail, or you can find Brawa on Facebook. And after receiving a tip that drugs were in a home on a Riverside Drive, Glasgow police secured a search warrant. That search warrant was executed yesterday. Inside the home, officers found numerous used needles along with a syringe that contained meth. 25-year-old James Fancher of Glasgow, 20-year-old Michaela Ferris of Bonneville were both arrested, each charged with possession of a controlled substance and drug paraphernalia. Sergeant Jesse Barton made the arrest along with officers Zane Greer and Christopher Pointer. Right now at 6:22 a.m., it's 42 degrees with WCLU Local News. I'm Angela Briggs.
Here we are at Bailey Gibson Buick GM.
Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet.
Lost a loved one, or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
This is WCLU Local News. News time is 6:24, and we have 42 degrees at our studios. WCLU. Ray Stagik says we've got rain in the future, but not until sometime later this afternoon. We'll check with Ray in just a few moments. In area funeral announcements this hour, Audrey Gladys Graves Pettigo, age 97, of Glasgow, died Wednesday at NHC Healthcare. She worked at the National Stores, a secretary for Austin Tracy Schools, and she sold Jafra products. She was a member of the Mount Olivet Missionary Baptist Church. She is survived by one son, Larry Wood, and his wife, Bessie, one daughter, Linda Wood, Grandsons Timothy Scott Wood and Anthony Grabinski, and 3 great-grandchildren and 6 great-great-grandchildren. Funeral services for Audrey Gladys Graves Pettigo will be at 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Burial is to be in the Mount Olivet Cemetery. Visitation begins at 10 o'clock Sunday morning and continues until time for service. Richard Allen Dyer, age 55, of Gamaliel, died Wednesday at the Monroe County Medical Center. He was a retired painter for J.I. Haas Company, a member of the Painters Local Union No. 156, and a member of the Corinth Church of Christ. He is survived by his father, Brian Dyer of Gamaliel, 2 sons, Stephen Dyer and wife Anka of Gamaliel, and Wesley Dyer of Park City. 3 sisters, Rita McLaren of Gamaliel, Connie King, and Carol Hall, both of Tompkinsville. 2 grandchildren, Rosalind Dyer and Lena Bell Dyer, and the mother of his children, Joy Dyer of Red Boiling Springs. Service for Richard Allen Dyer will be Saturday at 3 at the Strode Funeral Home's Gamaliel Chapel. Burial will follow in the Corinth Gardens in Macon County. Visitation from 2 until 8 today and after 7:30 on Saturday. Memorials are suggested to the family for funeral expenses. Frances Rutherford, age 91, of Horse Cave, died Wednesday at the T.J. Sampson Community Hospital. She was a longtime member of and Sunday school teacher at Horse Cave Baptist Church. She was the co-owner-operator of Shorty's TV, and she enjoyed cooking for her family. She is survived by 3 children, Stanley Rutherford and wife Pat of Chandler, Texas, Linda Conver and husband Lee of Louisville, and David Rutherford and wife Wanda of Cave City. 6 grandchildren, Heather Minch, Sue Conver, Beth Taylor, John Conver, Leslie Brocklesby, and Graham Rutherford. 2 brothers, Clint Reynolds and wife Margie of Bowling Green, and Charles Reynolds and wife Jean of Cave City. 7 great-grandchildren. Services for Frances Rutherford will be Saturday at 2 at the Horse Cave Baptist Church under the direction of the Wynn Funeral Home, with burial to be in the Evergreen Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 3 p.m. and continues Saturday morning from 10 a.m. until time of service at the church. Expressions of sympathy may take the form of contributions to the Horse Cave Baptist Church or to the Gideons International. J.T. Gentry, age 81, of Jeffersontown, died Tuesday. J.T. was retired from the Huttig Sash and Door Company of Louisville and was a member of the Hopewell Baptist Church in Jeffersontown. He leaves behind to cherish his precious memories his wife of 60 years, Shirley Ellis Gentry, a daughter, Carrie Smith, and a granddaughter, Rachel Smith, both of Jeffersontown, his sister, Abby Combs, and husband, Randy of Glasgow, and a brother, Clifton Gentry, and wife, Renee of Tompkinsville. Services for J.T. Gentry will be at 2 o'clock on Saturday at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, with burial to be in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation will be Saturday from 10 until time for service. Expressions of sympathy may be made in the form of contributions to Sunrise Children's Services of Louisville or to Hospice of Louisville. Mickey Jerome Tooley, age 52, of Tompkinsville, died Saturday. He was a previous sanitation worker and a member of the Milltown Baptist Church. He is survived by his mother, Pankita Tooley Kirk, stepfather, George Kirk of Tompkinsville, 2 brothers, Marshall Dan Tooley and Danny Lewis Tooley, both of Tompkinsville, 2 sisters, Stephanie Tooley of Tompkinsville and Sherry Tooley of Moss, a daughter, Makia Abney of Indianapolis, and a step-grandchild, Khalil Wood. Services for Mickey Jerome Tooley will be at 1 o'clock Saturday at the Strode Funeral Home in Tompkinsville. Burial will follow in the Mount Nebo Cemetery. Visitation will be after 12 noon Saturday until time for service. Memorials are suggested to the Mount Nebo Cemetery. Joshua J. Haley, age 30, of Bowling Green, died Tuesday as a result of a vehicle accident in Barron County. He was a former employee of Old Kentucky Leathers and attended Barber Way General Baptist Church. Survivors include his mother, Angela Chilton, his grandmother, Mary Jane Haley, 6 grandchildren. I'm sorry, that's 6 children: Tyler Rigsby, Tanner Haley, Aubrey Watkins, Bree Haley, Devin Watkins, and Braden Haley. 1 sister, Kimberly Chilton. 1 brother, Dustin Chilton. Funeral services for Joshua J. Haley will be at 11 o'clock Monday at the Hardy & Son Funeral Home's Bowling Green Chapel. Burial to follow in the Fairview Cemetery. Visitation begins at 2 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. Funeral services for Pearlie M. Vibert, age 85, of Glasgow, will be Saturday at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home at 1 p.m., with burial to be in the Chestnut Grove Cemetery at Burkesville at 3:30 on Saturday. Services for Teresa Woody Anderson, age 59, of Bowling Green, will be at noon today at the Hardy & Son Funeral Home's Bowling Green Chapel. Burial to be at the Pleasant Grove Cemetery. Visitation from 10 a.m. until 12 noon Saturday at the funeral home. Services for Bronville Tabor, age 82, of Scottsville, will be today at 2 o'clock at the Harwood and Strode Funeral Home. Burial to follow in the Crescent Hill Cemetery. Memorial suggested to the Liberty Missionary Baptist Church Building Fund, Gideon's, or Hospice. Service for Audrey Irene White, age 87, of Glasgow, will be at 1 o'clock today at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Services for Hallie Cloyd Simmons, age 88, of Glasgow, will be at 10:30 today at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Barber Cemetery. Services for Steve Spradlin, age 69, of Cave City, will be this morning at 11 o'clock at the Wynn Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Houck Cemetery, with full military honors provided by DAV Chapter 20 of Glasgow. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
Okay. Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parish Carpet.
The news you've all been waiting for has now arrived. As part of their going out of business sale, Unique Gifts is now selling Pandora jewelry at 40% off. No more exceptions. The entire store is 40% off. So come pick out your charms, necklaces, purses, fiesta wear, and more, and save 40%. And yes, that includes Pandora jewelry. So hurry into Unique Gifts before your favorites are gone.
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
During Ram Truck Month, you can get
6:33, 44 degrees at the studios of WCLU this morning. Let's turn to local sports. Well, 50 years ago today, the Glasgow Scotties became the kings of the bluegrass by winning the boys' Sweet 16 tournament with a whole lot of memories.
The date is March the 16th, 1968. Your high school basketball team has just won the state high school basketball championship by defeating Louisville Seneca with a score of 77-68. How does popular Harry Francis feel about that game?
Oh, I'll bring it on that 4-foot down. That's right. I told you we were going to bring it on. And the first thing in the while, we're going to take it down my house and sit in the middle of the floor. What are you going to do? Do a rain dance around it? Now we're going to sit there sad and see if it disappear. This could be a dream.
Did you go according to Harley tonight?
Yeah, all the way.
Had to make a few adjustments, did you?
No, not really, because they played just the way we thought they would. You know, they play us man-to-man for a while and then go into a zone.
You ready for them, huh?
Yes, sir, we're ready.
Congratulations. We're real proud of you, partner. Thank you for coming over here.
Your team has just won the state high school basketball championship on March 16th, 1968, and you're a junior, a forward on the team. How does it feel to be named on the all-tournament team? Larry Ward describes it this way.
It's just great. Greatest thing
really
ever.
Call you Smiley now.
Right, sure.
Boy, you did a good job, a beautiful job here in this tournament, honey. And I'll tell you, that trophy's going to be something you'll really want to cherish.
It sure
Congratulations, Larry.
Hank is 4'9", 95.
It sure is. Good to see you, partner. Congratulations.
That's Hank Royce along with Larry Ward and Harry Francis commenting right after the victory 50 years ago today. And it's only fitting that the state champions would have a lot of congratulations coming their way from some special people.
And among the many, many enthusiastic and excited fans was Glasgow's Governor Louis Nunn. And he stopped by our sports microphone, and here's how that conversation went.
Governor Nunn, Governor, we've had a great year with you winning and now the Scottish winning. I want you to talk a minute. Oh, well, my winning is insignificant compared to this win tonight. This one is by a lot of wonderful boys and a great coach. In the spirit of the fans that are here, they've been terrific. And not only that, but the sportsmanship that our boys have demonstrated, the audience is with them, and it's just been a tremendous thing. I know they've certainly put Glasgow on the map. Jim Richards is going to ride home in the number 1 vehicle tomorrow, and I'm going to turn it over to him, and I'm going to take a back seat.
Now, tomorrow morning at 8:30 here on WCLU, we're going to air the entire state championship game with those interviews, as well as interviews from other local dignitaries, other team members, and quarter-by-quarter commentary from head coach Jim Richards. And Hank Royce will be the moderator and, of course, the sportscaster of that particular broadcast tomorrow. And it's going to be at the normal time of Ask the Coach on Saturday morning at 8:30. So we'll be having Ask the Coach. It'll be Coach Jim Richards. He'll certainly provide lots of answers and memories. That is at 8:30 tomorrow on WCLU. Speaking of the state tournament, in action last night, Campbell County beat University Heights 82-65. Covington Catholic over Apollo 71-47. In overtime, Fern Creek ousted Boyd County 69-67. And Oldham County 65, McCracken County 58. And coming up today at 12 noon here on WCLU, we'll start the Friday matchups. Corbin squares off against Scott County. The 4th Region's Warren Central Dragons will play in the second game this afternoon at about 1:30, and they will play Pikeville. And that's a check of local sports.
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
During Ram Truck Month, you can get up to over $10,000 off the factory MSRP on a new 2017 Ram 1500, or choose up to $8,000 off on a new 2018 Ram 1500. Gilliard is also offering up to $7,000 off on the new 2018 Ram 2500.
If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
Experience this special gospel meeting March 25th through the 28th. Ray Stasic says, not yet, but we will have some rain making its way in here for a part of the weekend, but the afternoon on St. Patrick's Day should be gorgeous.
Keeping showers to our west for now. However, clouds will be on the increase. Showers, thunderstorms are in the forecast, but they're probably going to come during your Friday night out. Clouds will be on the increase this morning, so sunshine will be fading away behind the gray sky. 54 this afternoon, down from highs yesterday in the mid-to-upper 60s across the area. Upper 40s tonight, scattered showers, thunderstorms, and a good chance of rain. Clouds a good way to sunshine tomorrow, though. Beautiful looking St. Patrick's Day afternoon at 72. Sunday, mostly cloudy, low 60s. The next round of showers and thunderstorms coming in late Monday. Highs in the mid-60s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stasic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. The constant coverage of studio radar screen in Kentucky so far is quiet. But just back to the west a little bit, there's some rain beginning. Pressure's down at 29.96, 68% humidity, northeast winds at 4 miles an hour. No measurable precip here in the past 24 hours. Pair of fours on the table, 44 at WCLU at 6:38.
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
During Ram Truck Month, you can get up to over $10,000 off the factory MSRP on a new 2017 Ram 1500, or choose up to $8,000 off on a new 2018 Ram 1500. Gilliard is also offering up to $7,000 off on the new 2018 Ram 2500.
If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
You may already know about the EPB's Roundup program, where you can round your electric bill up.
In fact, let me get back here and get that program. Because from 6 until 7:30 at the Cultural Center tonight, the program begins with an introduction and a welcome from Bill Goodman. Yes, Glasgow's own Bill Goodman, who is now the executive director of Kentucky Humanities. Bill will be there, along with Congressman Brett Guthrie. And after that, there's going to be a reading by Tracy K. Smith, the U.S. Poet Laureate. Also, The Role of the Poet Laureate by Tracy K. Smith, and Frederick Smock, Kentucky Poet Laureate, moderated by Robert Casper, the director of the Poetry and Literature Center of the Library of Congress. There will be closing remarks. There will be a question and answer session. Mayor Dick Doty will close it out tonight, and should be a really nice event, 6 till 7:30 tonight. Some big names, some big enjoyment, and a lot of effort having gone on for tonight's activities. So next, we're going to tell you it's 44 degrees, and it is time to check the birthdays.
When was the last time you got
The nearest dollar, and that money goes to community relief to help those who are less fortunate pay their electric bill. You can now increase the charitable amount you add to your EPB bill to any amount you choose, $1, $2, $5, $10, or even more. Say your electric bill is $94.14 and you want to round it up by $5. Your bill would actually be $100. To make your change to your EPB bill, contact the Glasgow EPB.
Group? Get your Ralphie on.
All right, let's get started here on this, the 16th day of March 2018. First thing I got to do is I got to reach over here. I want to sound a gong for my little girl. Carol Lou Royce is 30 today. Let me get the 30 gong on. Come on. She is turning 30 today. It's hard to believe that she is the little girl who sang this song for so many years.
Get up, you sleepyhead, get up, get out of bed, see how the sun is shining. First you'll flop up your pillow and put it on your bed, and you'll turn on the radio, listen to my dad.
Yeah, she was 4 years old when she recorded that, which means that cut is now 26 years old. Wow. But anyway, I want to beam a happy birthday to her today. We also have Rita Coomer. We have Danny Reed with a birthday today. It is Adeline Neville, who is turning 3, Danny Edmonds, Tammy Gross, Renee McGuire, Jamie Smith, Peyton Murray, Billy Deckard has a birthday today. We have the 22nd wedding anniversary for Chris and Becky Cash, number 22. We have Kenneth and Joyce Pace with a wedding anniversary. And let's see. We also have the 60th anniversary for Marshall and Lucy Bunch Gray. Did you hear the 60th? The 60th anniversary for Marshall and Lucy Bunch Gray. My goodness, congratulations. We also have Donna Caffey having a birthday today. I want to put Donna on the birthday list for Saturday. I'm sorry, for Friday. Now let me flip over here to Saturday. We got another teenager, Gracie Kate Deckard. My goodness, Gracie Kate Deckard is 13. Penny Houchins. Lori White has a birthday. Linda Mutter has a birthday. Now, the note here is that Lori White is the daughter of Linda Mutter. So we got another mother-daughter team here on Saturday. Congratulations. Barbara Underwood, Dot Cross, Hayden McCandless is 12, and David Jesse. David is going to be 55 on Saturday. We have, let's see, Pat and Janet O'Brien. It's one of my favorite anniversaries because, you know, a person named Pat O'Brien would have to have a wedding anniversary on St. Patrick's Day. And he and his bride, Janet O'Brien, celebrate that anniversary tomorrow. We also have the 46th anniversary for Ronnie and Sheila Saltzman tomorrow. Sunday, we have birthdays for Gary Botts, Bonnie Poore, Bobby Landrum, Doris Oliver, and Jamie Frazier. And we've got Amos and Meg Ballard having a wedding anniversary on Sunday. And Randy and Jenny Turner with a wedding anniversary on Sunday as well. I think I got everybody. 651-9149, 800-956-1023, online, WCLUradio.com. We got a lot of archiving to do here, so just hang on. We'll get right back to that.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance. Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Let me tell you about Joyce Sacre, who is turning 58 today. Her mama called up to wish her a happy birthday, and I'm here to tell you that her mama is a nice lady, and she is proud to call up and wish Joyce a happy 58th birthday today. Let's just keep it rolling right here and move right into the archives, okay? We've got history that we like to share with people. Today is no different. Going back 100 years in the archives, brought to you today by the good folks at Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services and by the Tony Hogan Health Clinic. Hang on.
One of the realities of old man winter is things need repairing. But when spring comes, don't be in a rush to get your agricultural or industrial equipment back up and running. Call Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services today and get those repairs done before spring. And even if you have a smaller operation or you just need some odds and ends for your home repairs, Joseph A. Wade is here to meet those needs as well. Joseph A. Wade is located on Industrial Drive in Glasgow, family owned and operated since 1985, a Right Tool distributor.
You can feel the difference at Tony Hogan Health Clinic. Tony goes above and beyond when it comes to your health care. From opening early at 7:30 to giving his personal number to patients, just in case.
This is nurse practitioner Tony Hogan. If you're already a patient, I want to thank you. If you're not, give me an opportunity to show you the difference. I truly care about your health and well-being.
Call me, Mandy, at Tony Hogan Health Clinic, and let's get you set up with an appointment. 651-6707, or come by at the corner of North Race and Cherry Streets in Glasgow.
Hey, let's do the archives. You want to?
I just want to turn my mic on.
Okay,
there we go.
That's all right. Yeah,
it's Friday.
They can't hear you yelling down the hallway.
It's a good thing sometimes.
Yeah, I can hear you, but
sometimes I'm spicier than others. But
the audience can't. But I don't hear anything bad.
I'm only a chipper individual, bright and early in the morning.
Well, let me go back 100 years and see about some of these neat things. This is a piece of history right here. Mark this down. This was the day in 1918, Angela. Are you ready for this? 100 years ago, this very day, the Daylight Savings Bill was signed by President Wilson. It puts all clocks forward an hour on the last Sunday in March, and it turns them back again the last Sunday in October.
What do you think about daylight savings time?
I like it just fine, I mean, it's you and I see it happen when we get close to spring. The sun's coming up, and we got to come to work, and we're wasting daylight.
Yes, and I love coming to work when it's actually daylight.
Yeah,
I love it in the summertime, but in the wintertime, when it's like 5 degrees and it's dark at like 4:30.
Well, Woodrow Wilson is the guy who made this possible.
Thanks a lot, Woodrow.
But anyway, and of course they've monkeyed with the the days that it happens.
Because
Sunday of the
they
month.
can't leave nothing alone.
Well, they just want me to say, I'm going to make an impact right here, and you'll remember me.
You either be famous or infamous. Either way, people know your name.
1928 at 2 o'clock yesterday morning, fire was discovered in the grocery store of Arkley Moore on Lewis Street.
Mm-hmm.
And in an almost incredible time, the fire boys were on the ground and held the flames within the walls of the building.
Well.
So much so that an oil barrel in the room was not burned, and oil was pumped out after the fire was extinguished. Now, Mr. Moorhead had $2,500 of insurance on the stock. Sounds like a smart gentleman.
It does.
And the headline here is like, these are serious things that happen around here, like grocery stores burning and stuff like that. But the headline here in the Republican reads, "Fire laddies still efficient."
Fire laddies.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd be like, look here, buddy.
Little laddies down there fighting fires. No, I wanted more recognition than that. But anyway, that was 1928. The fire laddies doing their job.
I won't even make a comment.
Yeah, you shouldn't there.
I did. I want to say, Mark, I just sent you a picture. Look at your inbox. That's all I want to say. Because we have to pull this picture up later.
Okay. All right.
Super important.
I think he's looking.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
Well, anyway, yesterday, just here, 1938, I just see this noted again right here, but I got a lot of commentary yesterday on the wrestling down at Cecil Smith's store.
Right.
And I had lots of folks stop in, and when I'd see them, they would say stuff about, hey, that was a big deal down there for Mr. Cecil Smith to have wrestling. He paid those wrestlers to come down there, and because it would draw a crowd.
Well, ain't nobody gonna get beat up for free.
Well, that's right. You get the better wrestlers that way.
There you go.
All right, we have this story. Actually, we have another story out of Roseville. I just noticed 2 in a row from Roseville.
What are they doing now?
This day, 1938, work has begun again on the Glasgow Flippin' Road, but it can't make much progress until the weather fares up.
Like the Glasgow flipping, like the place flipping.
Yeah, that's right.
Not like that stupid flipping place.
No, that's right. No, this is the Glasgow Flippin' Road. It probably has a number on it now, but back in 1938, it was just Glasgow to Flippin'.
There you go.
And they just they wanted the weather to fare up.
Well, who doesn't want the weather to fare up?
That's right. You could say they wanted the weather to flippin' fare up.
I'm saying.
All right, we'll forget that, and let's go over here.
It's my favorite. This
day in 1948, Mr. and Mrs. Herbert Hatfield are rejoicing over the arrival of a daughter, Mary Lee, born February the 14th, weighing 9 pounds and 5 ounces. Mrs. Hatfield is the former Miss Edith Holmes, the daughter of Mrs. Rose Holmes of Glasgow. So big news in the Hatfield family there. It was just being announced now. Didn't have to do everything immediately.
Right.
But we're glad to welcome her to the world. Let's move to 1958. See what we have right here. We have Mr. W.F. Mickey McShane, Jr. being named the president of the Glasgow Junior Chamber of Commerce at a special meeting of the organization Tuesday night at the Kentucky Utilities Assembly Room. Other officers named were Robert Watson, the first vice president, M.S. Maupin, the second vice president, Joe Richardson, the secretary, Joe Ryherd, the treasurer. The board of directors for the Junior Chamber of Commerce, better known as JC's, Carol Holmes, Ralph Palmore, Robert Bishop, Shelley Ryherd, Donald Rutledge, and Charles B. Honeycutt. Those are all civic leaders. But back in 1958, they were just getting their feet wet being civically active as members of the JC's, the Junior Chamber of Commerce.
I did not know that's what JC stood for until the archives.
Yeah, see, learn a little something on this program.
I learn things all the time.
Yeah, it is neat. It puts 2 and 2 together in a lot of situations. All right, so we have another story right here that this was a big story because I remember how bad it used to look. All of those interested in cleaning up the old cemetery on West Cherry Street across from the Cumberland Presbyterian Church are invited to attend the regular monthly meeting of the Barron County Historical Society at the REA building on Monday night. Now, that cemetery, it's not too far from where you live up on Cherry Street.
Mm-hmm.
If you look there when you go on to Cherry Street, right across from the Cumberland Presbyterian Church, it's very nice, very well kept, but you can see a few tombstones here and there.
And all those pretty March lilies are blooming right now inside that little fence.
Yeah, and but back in the day, back in 1968, that was a thicket,
Really?
thicket. And it's interesting. Used to didn't take care of cemeteries much. In other words, if you want to take care of it, you go take care of it for you and your family.
That's probably where all those snakes come from then.
Well, I mean,
Probably developed a snake breeding ground. It was a
I
thicket.
don't know. I haven't seen any over there.
I killed one yesterday.
Okay.
That's what I sent to Mark.
Okay, all right.
It was an anaconda.
Oh, well, I'm sure it looked big.
It did. I was scared.
So, well, anyway, it could be, snakes do hang out in thickets, I think. But this has been very nice and clean for a number of years, thanks to the hard work of a lot of special folks. 1978, what do we have here? We've got the 4th Region All-Tournament team announced for the ladies. The 4th Region All-Tournament team includes Printha Clements and Donna Smith of Allen County, Scottsville, Dana Taylor, Belinda Bradley, and Terry Wilkinson of Barron County, and Jill Clemens of Tompkinsville. So there we are in 1978. We still had a Tompkinsville high school. We didn't have the combination of Tompkinsville and the other schools to make Monroe County.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Miss Terry Wilkinson, an all-star player for the Trojanettes back in the day. And just some big names right here on the all-4th Region team in 1978. All right, let's get over here and look at what's going on now. In 1988, we have this day in history that the library fund for the Glasgow campus of WKU is growing rapidly, according to Ladine Hamilton, the chairman. The first week met 10% of their goal of $100,000. So, I can say if you want something done, put Ladine in charge of it.
And the BNPW, I'm telling you.
That's right.
They are not playing around.
They won't take no for an answer.
And you don't want them on your backside.
That's right. But this is 1988. Boy, how far has it come?
A long way.
Since, looking for some monies to kind of start that project.
Mm-hmm.
1998, we have this particular story. Trey Seymour presented this day the bicentennial logos to Golda Walbert, chairman of the Glasgow Barron County Bicentennial Committee. The logos, one for the county and one for the city, were designed by Mr. Trey Seymour. And, who better to be in charge of such than Miss Golda Walbert? I have observed how good she is at getting things done, and certainly that was one that she did well on, Miss Golda Walbert, 1998. And let's see here. We wrap it up here. In 2008, it was 10 years ago today, that National Sleep Awareness Week was proclaimed for March the 3rd through the 9th in Barron County.
Well, there you go.
So, whether or not, if you're tired, you might need to be aware of sleep.
Exactly.
And sleep awareness.
Exactly.
And, of course, what we have learned, quite honestly, is how much the lack of sleep and how difficult not getting good sleep can be on your system.
Exactly. And then you get irritated in a bad mood.
Irritated,
Everybody
bad
makes you
mood, and, nobody really kind of wants to be around you at that point. So you might as well go back to bed. Or fix it.
There you go.
Those are the archives today, Angela. A lot of interesting stuff, and I was going to tell you, I know what, in the archives, when I got up to 1968, one more thing. I want to give you all the names, again, of the folks who are going up to Lexington to Rupp Arena on Sunday to be recognized at halftime because of the 50th anniversary of the Scots winning the state championship. And I got a note yesterday from our producers of the tournament broadcast up at KNN. They've actually bumped up the airtime for Sunday afternoon 15 minutes. So we're actually going to go on the air at 1:45. I guess that would be 12:45 Central Time, as opposed to 1 o'clock. So it sounds to me like they got some stuff planned.
For sure. And Henry Mark's got my picture ready.
Okay,
of
all
my
right.
anaconda, folks.
Okay.
You folks on Channel 6 Facebook Live,
Yeah.
check out the anaconda that I killed in Glasgow yesterday.
I see it.
You folks on the radio have to look this up once you get stopped
It's a
somewhere if you're in the
garter
vehicle.
snake, for goodness sakes.
Okay, Mark, nobody asked you about this anaconda. Anyway, folks.
Well, I mean, since we're neighbors, I think it's relative,
I did a hashtag goodness snakes,
Right.
Henry. Did you see that?
It's like a hashtag.
So that's what you mean when that snake, my neighbor.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
my neighbor, the snake.
Anyway,
Rats take
before
over
Mark so
Cedar
rudely
Street.
interrupted, folks, you can see I killed this anaconda with my bare hands and a shovel.
Okay.
Cedar Street. Look, the city of Glasgow, we are infested with snakes. Better get yourself over
It's
there.
better than the, mice and rats.
Now, y'all are scaring everybody to death this morning. Just
Well,
deal with it.
Everybody that's scared, please call the city of Glasgow.
That's right. You want them to fix your pest problem?
I want them to fix all the problems.
All right.
There you go, folks.
What do they do? Spray?
That's the art. No,
That is not our job to figure it out.
and that don't work.
There we go.
All right. We'll have a debate about that at some point, okay?
I'm looking forward to it.
7:01. Thanks to the sponsors of the archives, Joseph A. Wade, Industrial Hardware Services, as well as the Tony Hogan Health Clinic.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more, because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Call State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow at 270-651-3608.
It is 7:01, 44 degrees, and I want to finish up here on the archives. I didn't want to. I wanted to do at least 30 seconds away from the snake discussion to talk about the complete list of folks who are going to be who have made it people aware they're going to be there for halftime of the game on Sunday. We had a few we didn't get on yesterday, so I want to be sure and we get these on today. For example, we want to be sure and tell you that we have in the cheerleading department, we've got Miss Barbara Houchins-Jackson, Barbara McHouston-Reed, Isla Happney-Moody, and Patricia Tootie Button-Bishop are all going to be there. The clock keeper, Mr. Jesse Brown, is going to be there. He'll be up there in Lexington on Sunday afternoon. Of course, head coach Jim Richards, you heard on the sports about Governor Nunn letting Jim Richards ride in the governor's car home. He's going to ride in the back. And, of course, the late Coach Tommy Downing is going to be represented by his daughter, Jamie. And we also have confirmed that Bobby Landrum, Larry Ward, Nate Mills, Larry Bransford, Steve Lewis, Rex Bailey, Jerry Dunn, Billy Buford are all going to be there. And the representatives of the families of Jerry Rhodes and Harry Francis will be there as well on Sunday. So that's the updated list. Each team member will receive a medallion. Now, that's going to be special as well. And let's see, on the sports report, we got a little soundbite from back on that broadcast in '68, and then the late Harry Francis is on that soundbite talking about 4'9", which is the height of the state championship trophy. That's all coming up shortly here on WCLU, so you be sure and stick with us. Right now, we're going to move forward and tell you about the weather forecast for today, as this WCLU weather update being brought to you by your friends at South Central Bank. Let's check in with Ray Stajic and see what he is prognosticating for today and the weekend.
Plenty of cloud cover today, but rain to our west for now should stay west until we head on into the evening hours. Clouds will continue to be on the increase. Any sunshine will be early this morning. This afternoon, we have taken temperatures down a bit from yesterday. Mid-50s, about 54. Then scattered showers and thunderstorms tonight, 48. Good news for tomorrow, St. Patrick's Day. We'll have clouds early, and then developing sunshine, a little west breeze, and milder weather, 72. Sunday, mostly cloudy, back down to the low 60s, but that's actually where we should be this time of year. And then some late-day storms on Monday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
got a little more rest of the story. Terry Jackson going to tell us about a little the Roseville Road, actually the Flippin' Road. Terry, go ahead.
Okay, being born in Roseville and raised there, the road in 1938, they laid a pavement down that road to Tom Hatchin's shop, which was about 300 yards before you get to Cecil Smith's store. That's where the boxing arena was.
Yeah, gotcha.
And so Cecil was a little agitated about that, according to his son, and he went and got him a country ham out of his smokehouse, and him and Eldon, they took a trip to Frankfort and went in Happy Chandler's office and laid that on the desk and told him he'd like to get some more blacktop out there. In a few weeks, he said they went on down to the store and blacktopped it. So a country ham goes a long way.
Boy, it does, particularly one that was cured out there in the Roseville section, you think?
That's exactly right. And touching this boxing arena, the two guys that was doing the boxing, I knew them, worked with one of them, and Harold and Rex was Emerton, and Harold told me, he said, the way you get candy, said you go to Cecil Smith's store and put on boxing gloves, and some of the locals would give them candy and bananas.
Well, that was a different time for sure, wasn't it, Terry?
It sure was. So I don't remember the boxing match, but I knew all the participants.
Yeah, your brother was up here yesterday, Tommy. He was talking about that too. He had some interesting. Y'all guys, you must have grown up together.
Pretty close.
Being twins, you know.
2 minutes.
All right. Well, Terry, thanks for telling us about that, because folks don't think about how much a little kindness can go, how much pavement a little kindness can generate.
That's exactly right. So it worked wonders that day.
Well, listen, thanks for sharing that for sure.
Okay.
See you, Terry. Bye-bye.
BR Tire. We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Gloucester.
And this weather update brought to you today by South Central Bank. 44 degrees. I got to tell you about our persons of the day. It's Marshall and Lucy Bunch Gray Day on the radio. Now, Marshall and Lucy Bunch officially today have been married 60 years. My goodness, I know they got a lot to tell, story-wise. And congratulations to Marshall and Lucy Bunch Gray on their 60th anniversary. If you see them around, pat them on the back, tell them they're good as gold. From WCLU and a little taste of Texas.
Go.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
All right, 7:10 at WCLU, 44 degrees as we get started here this morning. I think we're going to play trivia now. Long John's A&W All-American Foods provides the prize. You provide the smarts. And, they've got that 2 double cheeseburger deal that is going strong. When you think about St. Patrick's Day get-togethers, when you think about the fact that it's going to be a nice weekend after we get a little rain out of here, why don't you pick up enough double cheeseburgers for your get-together, and you get 2 of them for $6. Unbelievable how they do that, but they do. All right, let's see what we do on trivia today. 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Tell me this. This is a St. Patrick's Day question. What river is dyed green in honor of the St. Patrick's Day each year? There's a big river that is dyed green each and every year in honor of St. Patrick's Day. Trivia.
The New York River.
No, not the New York River. Who knows? This river is dyed green. It's a famous thing that happens. Trivia.
Chicago.
That's it. Who's this speaking?
Jim Evans.
Jim, what you doing?
Oh, just getting ready to get my day started.
Well, have you ever been to the Chicago River on St. Patrick's Day?
No, I haven't.
But you know what? It's green. It's big-time green. They dyed. There's a couple of... and when I was preparing for today, Jim, I think that there's a couple of fire departments that handle that operation of hosing the green dye into the Chicago River, which kind of runs right through downtown Chicago. Bunch of big
right
buildings
down the
there. Yeah.
You're right.
Have you been to the Chicago River before, have you?
I've been there. The Donnelly headquarters is on Wacker, which is basically on the Chicago River.
Yes. So you know that through your career has gone up there.
Yes, and a little sidebar that might not be worth anything. In 1968, I hitchhiked up and spent 3 days in Chicago.
Oh, did you really?
There's a story behind that, the big time, but we won't get into that right now.
So when we see you, Jim, we'll get to the bottom of the story, okay?
Yes.
All right. But right now, if you go to Chicago and you look down, if you're flying over the downtown area, you'll see the Chicago River that is green in honor of St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
Okay, Jim, come by. We'll send you out to Long John's A&W. You have a great day, sir.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
It's Jim Evans. That's right, the Chicago River. That is the big river that is dyed green in honor of St. Patrick's Day. Congratulations to Jim Evans. We'll have a good time on Monday playing trivia. Never know where we're going with it, but come back and find out. 44 degrees.
Celebrate your memory.
Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar.
Deborah Rodriguez.
This is WCLU Glasgow, WCLU FM Munfordville, W253BN Glasgow. Services of Royce Radio Incorporated.
I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. As recent history tells us, disasters can happen. It's impossible to prepare for everything, but it is possible to prepare for what happens next. And that's where we come in. At ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance Agency, we can provide you with many options as an independent agency. And it's our job to make sure you know about all the what-ifs so that your policy has you prepared for what happens next. So just ask us. We'd be honored that you did. Just give us a call at 651-8837. We're ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance Agency, growing with a proud community since 1902.
Here we are at Bailey Gibson Buick GMC, Happy Valley Road in Glasgow, visiting with Terry Hagan. Once again, this month, General Motors has put sweet savings on a lot of vehicles here at Bailey Gibson.
They have, Henry. I'm talking huge incentives on our 2017 and 18 Buick Encores, our Buick Envisions. So good that I like to call them big money savings. That is a used car price once that you take those 16% off. They've also come out with 16% off on your 2018 GMC Acadias. I don't know, they may have good ones next month and they may not.
There's no time like now.
No hassle, no pressure. 16% on all 2017 and 2018 Buick Encores and Buick Envision, and 16% on all 2018 GMC Acadias.
March Madness rules at Bailey Gibson Buick GMC, corner of Happy Valley Road and Lexington Drive, Glasgow.
At the People's Bank in Glasgow, we believe that people still like the friendly atmosphere of a community bank. A bank where you're more than just a number. You get one-on-one personal service. A bank where your money's reinvested in the community. And decisions, well, they're all made locally. The People's Bank gives you everything you'd expect in a bank, including online and mobile banking. Get the banking you deserve. Located at 605C on Happy Valley Road in Glasgow. The People's Bank, working for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
With WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs. A high-speed chase lands a Barron County man in jail. Around 11 p.m. last night, the pursuit began to catch 38-year-old Billy Joe Johnson of Cave City. He took police on a high-speed chase again up Highway 90 from Cave City to Glasgow, causing a Cave City police cruiser to crash. The officer was uninjured in the crash. Again, 38-year-old Billy Joe Johnson. Speeds reached 100 miles an hour on Highway 90. Ultimately, he was taken into custody by Barron County Sheriff's Deputy Aaron Bennett, who was behind him the entire time. Johnson was lodged in the Barron County Detention Center on charges of parole violation, contempt of court, fleeing or evading police, wanton endangerment, possession of a controlled substance, trafficking in a controlled substance, drug paraphernalia, operating on a suspended license, reckless driving, speeding, improper passing, disregarding a stop sign, and disregarding a traffic control device.
Nobody ever looks at the dollars that it takes to keep that ambulance on the road. Nobody looks at the dollars it takes to recruit those the best marketed employees. Nobody looks at the overall figures. What they look at is the level of care that's provided to their family member that is in need at the time they're in need. And that is where ultimately the rubber meets the road, and this service has to provide that care at that level, no matter what direction we have to do to take it.
That was Joe Middleton, who chairs the Barron Metcalf Ambulance Board, and the direction of the service was the main topic of discussion at Wednesday afternoon's meeting. Now, only months ago, Charlie O'Neill became the director of the ambulance service. With decades of experience in emergency medical services, the ambulance board tasked O'Neill with doing a complete review of the service, including everything from the actual ambulance feet and paramedics to the billing and administrative side of the service. Several months in, O'Neill told the ambulance board at Wednesday's meeting that they were basically at a critical point.
The discussions that took place today, Angela, didn't take place because of what's happened in the last 7 months. It occurred as a result of what's taken place over the last 42 years. It is a cumulative effect that has occurred not from neglect, but from a variety of factors that have brought us to a crisis point. And we've reached this point, and we're where we've got to make a decision very soon.
The crisis point comes back to funding. Now, when asked what it would cost for Metcalfe County to add an additional truck to its service, Edmonton Mayor Howard Garrett opened up a conversation that some may feel was more like a can of worms. When O'Neill came back with the numbers, it was realized that the money given to the service by Metcalfe County didn't even cover their cost to operate. Barron County dollars had been subsidizing the service for years. Now, when the board discussed amending the bylaws on Wednesday, Glasgow Mayor Dick Doty moved to change them, taking the city of Glasgow off the hook for any shortfall, saying that city residents were actually paying it twice.
I live right inside the city limits, and I pay Barron County taxes. I pay the Barron County ambulance tax. That taxing district should pay for the ambulance service bills. If, in fact, the city of Glasgow pays, in addition to that ambulance taxing district, the citizens of Glasgow are paying twice, and then Barron County is also on the hook for the additional deficit above the taxing district.
Now, when it comes to city contributions, Edmonton Mayor Howard Garrett wasn't at Wednesday's meeting, but Metcalfe County Judge Executive Greg Wilson spoke up, saying the city of Edmonton should be included in that as well, even though Edmonton's never paid money to the service. Now, Judge Wilson also made it clear to the board that Metcalfe County can certainly pull out of the service. When asked if anyone else wanted to help them pay, no one spoke up to help, with Mayor Dick Doty citing the city of Glasgow already pays Judge Executive Michael Hale, saying the county's been paying for years. Charlie O'Neill also told the board that the taxing districts will be broke in September based on current numbers. Even if they raise the taxing district as much as they could every year, they still wouldn't have enough money to maintain the service for several years. Board member Scott Young asked why you can't predict revenue. What are you projecting through the next year as a ballpark for the deficit? O'Neill said many things go into many things contribute to the deficit, but a big chunk of it was created as a result of the previous billing service. They've also had a lack of Medicare payments recently. That problem has now been resolved. O'Neill also suggested that they create a new entity that would contract employees as paramedics for the Barron Metcalfe ambulance service. Now, what does this mean as far as employees? Here's Board Chair Joe Middleton.
We have this board that is the Ambulance Service Corporation Incorporated, and we do business as Barron Metcalfe County Emergency Medical Services. We would do away with the doing business as division, and we would find someone to provide a contractual service to us to provide ambulance services in Barron and potentially Metcalfe County. With that, the ambulance service itself, the Ambulance Service Corporation, would no longer maintain any employees. It would be a product of the contractual agreement for that entity to provide the employees.
This would be an option due to the hundreds of thousands of dollars the ambulance service is going to have to kick in for their state retirement contributions, which go up every single year. Judge Executive Michael Hale also sits on the board.
I believe they truly wanted to provide the service for the citizens, whatever it took. And did they foresee this coming in 2018? No, they didn't. But I truly feel the values were in the right place. Over dollars.
Now, when it comes down to the dollars, O'Neill recommended several ways that the Barron Metcalfe ambulance service could save money. They could eliminate their agreement with the city of Glasgow for dispatching. They could do no more callbacks, just have to prioritize, and others can wait. They could provide service. They could no longer provide service to football games, county fair. If those entities wanted ambulance service, they would have to pay a rate. They could reduce their fleet size. Well, they'll save about $15,000 per vehicle. They could eliminate the education and training for their staff. Altogether, they could save about $340,000 with all of O'Neill's recommendations. However, they were worried that the services currently provided absolutely would not remain the same. The future of the Ambulance Service Board will be discussed further at their next monthly meeting. Now, the leader of the Cornbread Mafia is headed back to prison. The Cornbread Mafia was a group most well known for growing marijuana, and their roots are right here in central Kentucky. The name Cornbread Mafia goes back to 1989 when federal prosecutors revealed that 20 men were arrested for organizing a marijuana trafficking ring that stretched across the Midwest. Beginning with the Minnesota 17, 70 Kentuckians were accused of growing 182 tons of cornbread, that's what they called the marijuana, on 29 farms in 10 states. Federal prosecutors said it was the largest domestic marijuana organization in the nation. Now, by the end of 1991, prosecutors had arrested more than 100 members of the Cornbread Mafia, mostly from Lebanon, Kentucky, with the most notable member being Johnny Boone. Arrested in 1987 as the ringleader of a marijuana operation in Minnesota, Boone served about 15 years in prison. Now, according to the criminal complaint, in May of 2008, Kentucky State Police were conducting aerial surveillance in Springfield and Washington County, Kentucky, when they discovered Boone had nearly 2,500 marijuana seedlings. Facing his third federal conviction, the three strikes law could have meant a life sentence for Boone back then. However, he ran and stayed on the run for more than 8 years. But in late December of 2016, he was found and arrested by U.S. Marshals in a small town just outside Montreal and has been in their custody ever since. Boone just pled guilty in this case involving marijuana seedlings. The 74-year-old will now serve 54 months in prison. There's no parole in the federal system. It's 7:26 a.m. on this finally Friday morning. 44 degrees.
Guaranteed. Not to be confused with Magic Mike. Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50 plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
The news you've all been waiting for has now arrived. As part of their going out of business sale, Unique Gifts is now selling Pandora jewelry at 40% off. No more exceptions. The entire store is 40% off. So come pick out your charms, necklaces, purses, fiesta wear, and more, and save 40%. And yes, that includes Pandora jewelry. So hurry into Unique Gifts before your favorites are gone.
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. During Ram Truck Month, you can get up to over $10,000 off the factory MSRP on a new 2017 Ram 1500, or choose up to $8,000 off on a new 2018 Ram 1500. Gilliard is also offering up to $7,000 off on the new 2018 Ram 2500. If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
You may already know about the EPB's Roundup program, where you can round your electric bill up to the nearest dollar, and that money goes to community relief to help those who are less fortunate pay their electric bill. You can now increase the charitable amount you add to your EPB bill to any amount you choose, $1, $2, $5, $10, or even more. Say your electric bill is $94.14 and you want to round it up by $5. Your bill would actually be $100. To make your change to your EPB bill, contact the Glasgow EPB.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want
in all of our schools throughout the end of this school year, and we work on making those permanent in the coming school year. The board actually approved a policy update which has to do with the use of metal detectors and wands in schools. Does not necessarily mean they will be used, but it does outline in detail what that usage would be and how it would occur if the schools chose to do that. The board approved a resolution for the new Skills Youth Grant and partnership with Barron County Schools, and the board approved Certified Evaluation Plan and Classified Evaluation Plan. The next board meeting will be on April 10th, and we also heard from Ms. Kelly Bell that our graduation date has been set for Thursday, May 24th.
After receiving a tip that drugs were at a home on Riverside Drive, Glasgow police secured a search warrant for the home. On Thursday, the search warrant was executed. Inside, officers found numerous used needles in plain view, along with a syringe that contained meth. 25-year-old James Fancher of Glasgow and 20-year-old Michaela Ferris of Bonneville were arrested, charged with possession of a controlled substance and drug paraphernalia. Sergeant Jesse Barton, Officer Zane Greer, and Officer Christopher Pointer made the arrest. According to Glasgow police, 43-year-old Alan Thomerson of Glasgow was turning onto South L. Rogers Wells Boulevard from the Cumberland Parkway exit ramp yesterday in a 2017 Peterbilt semi when he pulled directly into the pathway of an 02 Lexus driven by 45-year-old Jared Wells of Glasgow. Wells was traveling northbound. Wells was transported by Barron Metcalf EMS to T.J. Sampson Hospital for minor treatment. He was also cited to court for failure to maintain insurance. Thomerson was uninjured in the collision. The accident was investigated by Officer Wesley Hicks, who was assisted at the scene by Barron Metcalf EMS and the Glasgow Fire Department. Don't miss the doggy bone hunt coming up this Sunday at 2 p.m. at Jackie Browning Park. Registration's at 2. The bone hunt begins at 3. It's $12 per dog. And if you want your best pet friend to get his picture made with the Easter Bunny, you can do that from 2 to 2:45. With WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs. 7:32 a.m., 44 degrees.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Ed Huckleberry. 2 days after an eastern Kentucky police officer was killed on the job, some state lawmakers have voted to greatly increase benefits for his widow and the widows of other law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty. A House committee unanimously approved House Bill 185 Thursday. Right now, if a public worker is killed on the job, the spouse would get to choose between 25% of the worker's salary or whatever retirement benefit the worker had earned. This proposal would increase that to 75% of the salary. He's known as the godfather of grass. He fled to Canada to avoid prosecution. Now he's facing 5 years in a federal prison.
On Thursday, U.S. District Judge Charles Simpson III sentenced 74-year-old John Robert Johnny Boone, formerly of Marion County, to 57 months. Prosecutors said he pleaded guilty in December to a single count, admitting that he conspired to possess, grow, and distribute more than 1,000 marijuana plants at an operation near Springfield. Boone was arrested in Canada in December 2016. Boone was convicted in the 1980s and spent a decade in prison for what prosecutors called a massive marijuana syndicate. They said he was the head of a multi-state marijuana operation, also known as the Cornbread Mafia. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
In sports, the quarterfinal rounds of the boys' Sweet 16 gets underway at Rupp Arena today. Campbell County made it to the round of 8 with an 82-65 win over University Heights. Coach Eric Russell.
I felt like on the offensive end, we were able to do pretty much everything we wanted to do offensively. We got to run our stuff, and we were able to get to the basket, get some easy looks.
Campbell County takes on Oldham County this evening. Other matchups today have Corbin taking on Scott County. Warren Central meets Pikeville. And in the nightcap, it's Covington Catholic and Fern Creek. I'm Ed Huckleberry.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Students and parents, are you interested in learning more about Campbellsville University? Join us for Preview Day on Saturday, March
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Local sports, well, 50 years ago today, the Glasgow Scotties became the kings of the bluegrass by winning the boys' Sweet 16 tournament with a whole lot of memories.
The date is March the 16th, 1968. Your high school basketball team has just won the state high school basketball championship by defeating Louisville Seneca with a score of 77-68. How does popular Harry Francis feel about that game?
Oh, I bring it over at 4 foot down. That's right. I told you we were going to bring it off. And the first thing in the while, we're going to take it out of my house and set it in the middle of the floor.
What are you going to do? Do a rain dance around it?
Now we're going to sit there sad and see if it disappear. This could be a dream.
Did you go according to Harley tonight?
Yeah, all the way.
All the way. Had to make a few adjustments, did you?
No, not really, because they played just the way we thought they would. You know, they play us man-to-man for a while and then go into a zone.
You ready for him, huh?
Yes, sir, we're ready.
Congratulations. We're real proud of you, partner. Thank you for coming over here.
Your team has just won the state high school basketball championship on March 16th, 1968, and you're a junior, a forward on the team. How does it feel to be named on the all-tournament team? Larry Ward describes it this way.
It's just great. Greatest thing
really
ever.
Call you Smiley now.
Yeah, sure
Boy, you did a good job, a beautiful job here in this tournament, honey, and I'll tell you, that trophy's going to be something you'll really want to cherish.
It sure
Congratulations, Larry.
Hank at 4 foot 9, 95.
It sure is. Good to see you, partner. Congratulations.
That's Hank Royce along with Larry Ward and Harry Francis commenting right after the victory 50 years ago today. And it's only fitting that the state champions would have a lot of congratulations coming their way from some special people.
And among the many, many enthusiastic and excited fans was Glasgow's Governor Louis Nunn. And he stopped by our sports microphone, and here's how that conversation went.
Governor Nunn, Governor, we've had a great year with you winning and now the Scottish winning. I want you to talk a minute.
Oh, well, my winning is insignificant compared to this win tonight. This one is by a lot of wonderful boys and a great coach. And the spirit of the fans that are here, they've been terrific. And not only that, but the sportsmanship that our boys have demonstrated, the audience is with them, and it's just been a tremendous thing. I know they've certainly put Glasgow on the map. Jim Richards is going to ride home in the number 1 vehicle tomorrow, and I'm going to turn it over to him, and I'm going to take a back seat.
Now, tomorrow morning at 8:30 here on WCLU, we're going to air the entire state championship game with those interviews, as well as interviews from other local dignitaries, other team members, and quarter-by-quarter commentary from head coach Jim Richards. And Hank Royce will be the moderator and, of course, the sportscaster of that particular broadcast tomorrow. And it's going to be at the normal time of Ask the Coach on Saturday morning at 8:30. So we'll be having Ask the Coach. It'll be Coach Jim Richards. He'll certainly provide lots of answers and memories. That is at 8:30 tomorrow on WCLU. Speaking of the state tournament, in action last night, Campbell County beat University Heights 82-65. Covington Catholic over Apollo 71-47. In overtime, Fern Creek ousted Boyd County 69-67. And Oldham County 65, McCracken County 58. And coming up today at 12 noon here on WCLU, we'll start the Friday matchups. Corbin squares off against Scott County. The 4th Region's Warren Central Dragons will play in the second game this afternoon at about 1:30, and they will play Pikeville. And that's a check of local sports.
Do you know what the perfect time of year is to get caught up on servicing your equipment? Right now. This is Whitney at Big Metal Oil, and I encourage you to take this slow time of year to catch up on much-needed preventative maintenance on your equipment. Stop by the office on 219 Industrial Drive in Glasgow, and I'll help you get everything you need to make it an easy task. We have everything from ExxonMobil motor oil, Phillips 66 grease, Schaefer hydraulic fluid, and much more. Fill up with our Extreme Diesel powered by Power Service and get better fuel economy. If nothing else, we can sit and chat about the weather. Call Big Metal Oil at 270-651-5212 today.
Thank you, Whitney. It's 7:40, 20 till 8 tonight, the Knights of Columbus. All-you-can-eat fish fry from 4 until 7 p.m. at the St. Helens Parish Center. You want to be sure to come in and enjoy that. We also want to talk about coming up tonight, the Bloom Where You Are Women's Conference, hosted by the Glasgow Cumberland Presbyterian Church, 7 till 9 p.m., and then again tomorrow morning, 8:30 until 12 noon. Come and hear Speaker Andrea Lennon of the True Vine Ministry. And let's see, Hopewell Missionary Baptist Church will celebrate their pastor's anniversary this Sunday, March the 18th at 11 a.m. Guest speaker Reverend Perry Greenway from Little River Baptist Church in Cadiz. Lunch will be served after the service. A lot of stuff coming up we're going to be talking about here. Of course, Barron County Cleanup Week starts on Monday, the 19th. With county trucks, dumpsters, and employees at designated drop-off locations from 7:30 until 4:30. And I'm assuming Angela is in here.
I'm leaving.
Okay. Well, anyway, what I'm saying is I'm assuming we're going to have a story about that coming up here, about the big drop-off, about the big cleanup week. We got to make sure we do some cleaning. All right. Now, it is 7:41.
Weather from WCLU brought to you by Marianne's Hallmark. Closing soon. By now, you've probably heard that Marianne's Hallmark in Glasgow is closing. So, the entire store, including fixtures and everything, has to go. Prices are marked down up to 50% off throughout the store. This is a closeout, last chance opportunity to take advantage of clearance prices on great items. If there's ever been a time to shop, it's now. Hurry into Marianne's Hallmark in Glasgow, next to Ruler Foods, and take advantage. Again, the entire store must be liquidated, plus up to $1,500 in prizes and giveaways. Hurry into Marianne's Hallmark today.
Plenty of cloud cover today, but rain to our west for now should stay west until we head on into the evening hours. Clouds will continue to be on the increase. Any sunshine will be early this morning. This afternoon we have taken temperatures down a bit from yesterday. Mid-50s, about 54. Then scattered showers and thunderstorms tonight, 48. Good news for tomorrow, St. Patrick's Day. We'll have clouds early and then developing sunshine, a little west breeze, and milder weather, 72. Sunday mostly cloudy, back down to the low 60s, but that's actually where we should be this time of year. And then some late-day storms on Monday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Starting to see a little rain in far west Kentucky. It's all very light rain, but nonetheless, it's what's knocking on the door, and it's what we'll have to deal with today. The barometer this morning is at 30 point, let's see, what is it up there, Mark? It's 29.96. 68% humidity, northeast winds at 4 miles an hour. No precip, but looks like there's some on the horizon. 44 degrees from WCLU this morning. This weather update brought to you by the good folks at Mary Ann's Hallmark.
Hack Whitty, Marita Whitty Lyle, David Whitty, Becky Lyle, names that have been...
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friend.
Do custom binding, and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parish Carpet.
The news you've all been waiting for has now arrived. As part of their going out of business sale, Unique Gifts is now selling Pandora jewelry at 40% off. No more exceptions. The entire store is 40% off. So come pick out your charms, necklaces, purses, fiesta wear, and more, and save 40%. And yes, that includes Pandora jewelry. So hurry into Unique Gifts before your favorites are gone.
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. During Ram Truck Month, you can get
Again, the last hour by sounding the 30 gong for my daughter, Carol Lou. Carol Lou Royce, 30 today. Can't believe it. We've got Alexis Hill, who is turning 12 today. Sherry Myers. Joyce Sacre is 58. Rita Coomer with a birthday. How about Mr. Danny Reed? Adeline Neville is 3. Danny Edmonds has a birthday. Miss Tammy Gross, happy birthday to Tammy Gross today. Renee McGuire. Jamie Smith is celebrating. We have, Peyton Murhey having a birthday today. I hope I'm saying that right. Peyton Murhey and Billy Deckard with a birthday today. It is also the 22nd wedding anniversary for Mr. Chris and Miss Becky Cash today. Marshall and Lucy Bunch Gray celebrate their 60th wedding anniversary. Kenneth and Joyce Pace with a wedding anniversary today as well. Now let's look at the Saturday list where we find Mr. David Jesse, who is 55. Hayden McCandless is 12. Dot Cross, Barbara Underwood, Linda Mutter, and her daughter Lori White share birthdays today. Saturday. Penny Houchins with a birthday on Saturday. My goodness, Miss Gracie Kate Deckard is going to be 13 tomorrow. Now we have anniversaries for Pat and Janet O'Brien tomorrow, and for Ronnie and Sheila Saltzman, number 46 for the Saltzmans tomorrow. Now let me get over here and tell you that, let me back up here. Donna Caffey has a birthday today. I just saw, I didn't put that in the right place. So Donna Caffey, let's don't mess up and not tell you that you deserve a good happy birthday today. Now let me fast forward over here to Sunday. Mr. Gary Botts has a birthday today. Bonnie Poore, Bobby Landrum, Doris Oliver on Sunday, Jamie Frazier on Sunday. We have anniversary Sunday for Amos and Meg Ballard, number 23, and for Randy and Jenny Turner. I think we got it all covered there, but if not, just let us know at 651-9149 or 800-956-1023 or online at WCLUradio.com.
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. During Ram Truck Month, you can get up to over $10,000 off the factory MSRP on a new 2017 Ram 1500. Or choose up to $8,000 off on a new 2018 Ram 1500. Gilliard is also offering up to $7,000 off on the new 2018 Ram 2500. If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
Gilliard. 2 verses 19 and 20, the Apostle Paul makes this amazing claim. I've been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life that I now live in my body, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. To live a crucified life is an extremely difficult proposition. It's no wonder that Christ told those who would try to follow him that they'd better count the cost and make sure they're willing to do what it takes to be his disciple. Again, Jesus says that in order to come after him, one must deny oneself and take up his cross and follow him. If one is in Christ, then the penalty of one's sins has already been paid on behalf of the Christian by Christ on the cross of Calvary. Having then been crucified with Christ, and by being in Christ, the penalty for sins has been paid by Christ. One cannot pay his or her own penalty. It took a perfect sacrifice for imperfect people to appease the wrath of a holy God. This wrath was poured out on God's Son at Calvary. So now the old person who was stained by sin is no longer alive to sin, but dead in Christ and cleansed from sin because of Christ's sacrifice. There is no other name by which we can be saved except that of Christ and him crucified. There's no other place that salvation be found except in Christ, where the blood cleanses us from all sins. This is Danny Wyatt for the Refuge Church of Christ.
I'm Roxanne Cloyd, also known as the noodle floating, calorie drowning, water weightlifting, woohoo yelling, board balancing H2O aerobics instructor. As you probably guessed, that means I'm the splashing H2O instructor, Aqua Emotion, and we have lots of fun. If you have aches and pains in your joints, my class at Extreme Health Club is where you need to be. It's soothing to your body, and it's important that you don't throw in the towel, you dry off with it after a fun splashing H2O class at Extreme Health Club. Everything is more fun when it's in the water. Call me now. Classes fill up quickly. 651-3036.
Thank you, Roxanne. 44 degrees now at WCLU at 7:50, 10 minutes before 8 o'clock. If you want to guarantee the luck of the Irish this weekend on St. Patrick's Day, then go out to Bailey Gibson Buick GMC, where the kind of prices you're going to get with these big incentive savings are going to make you feel mighty, mighty lucky. Isn't that right, Terry Hagan?
That's exactly right, Henry. We've got some huge money off on select models. We've got our Buick that GM has come back out with this month. We've got 16%. I said 16% off of Buick Encores and Envisions. That's the 17s and the 18-year models.
There's no decimal points in that. It's 16, full 16, 16.0.
16 4.0%. I mean, it's huge. It's like buying a brand new vehicle at a used car price.
That's a good picture right there for sure.
And I've also got 16% off on my 2018 GMC Acadias, which is huge.
Do you find that sometimes folks can't believe it?
Yes, I do. They think a lot of times they think it's a gimmick, but you come on in, the Bailey Gibson, and you see Terry Hagan or some of the friendly staff, and you will find out it is for real.
Yeah, there's no switch and bait or bait and switch or anything like that out there. It's the real thing.
It's the real deal, guaranteed. You come in, you pick out what you want to drive. If you like it, we'll sit down and do the numbers, and I will show you the 16% you're getting off.
Well, a little math class out at Bailey Gibson this weekend. I know that y'all are going to be there on St. Patrick's Day. You're going to be wearing green. You might be wearing green. I don't know. I guess your wife take care of your wardrobe?
No, she makes me do it.
Well, anyway, I just want to make sure that whatever you wear, you can buy a car no matter what color outfit you wear on St. Patrick's Day, for sure.
That is true. And when you come in also, if you're not in the market for a brand new product, vehicle, we've got a huge selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. I've also got a huge selection of trade-ins we've taken this month so far in our bargain corral. I mean, I've got one owners all the way down to 2 owners, 3 owners, whatever, but I've got low mileage, high mileage. But the main thing is, Henry, everything in that corral is 9,900 or less.
We're going to remember that as we come out there and visit you this weekend there, Terry Hagan. Easy, you can tell on the radio he's an easy guy to talk to, and he would be an easy guy to buy a car from because he's going to shoot you about as straight as you can be shot, you know?
I'm going to do my best. As my pappy used to say, plain talks, easy understood.
Have a good weekend, sir.
You too, Henry.
Thank you. Bailey Gibson Buick GMC, corner of Lexington Drive and Happy Valley Road. Elmore Realty and Auction.
You already know about the EPB's Roundup program, where you can round your electric bill up to the nearest dollar, and that money goes to community relief to help those who are less fortunate pay their electric bill. You can now increase the charitable amount you add to your EPB bill to any amount you choose, $1, $2, $5, $10, or even more. Say your electric bill is $94.14 and you want to round it up by $5. Your bill would actually be $100. To make your change to your EPB bill, contact the Glasgow EPB.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC.
Forget that we are patting on the back today by special request. A very nice couple having their 60th wedding anniversary today. That's right, the 60th wedding anniversary today. for Marshall and Lucy Bunch Gray. It's Marshall and Lucy Bunch Gray Day today on WCLU. If you see them out and about, pat them on the back. Let them know they're good as gold. From WCLU and a little taste of Texas.
Weather from Equal Housing Lender. Cleaners on Happy Valley Road in Glasgow.
Protect your investment in your clothes, and your image by having your clothes professionally dry cleaned at Key Cleaners in Glasgow. The Catron family has years of experience in caring for the most delicate of garments, as well as drapes and shears, spreads and comforters, with convenient hours of 6:45 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and Saturday 8 till 1. Key 1-hour cleaners, Happy Valley Road, Glasgow, where we accept Visa and MasterCard.
Keeping showers to our west for now. However, clouds will be on the increase. Showers, thunderstorms are in the forecast, but they're probably going to come during your Friday night out. Clouds will be on the increase this morning, so sunshine will be fading away behind the gray sky. 54 this afternoon, down from highs yesterday in the mid to upper 60s across the area. Upper 40s tonight, scattered showers, thunderstorms, and a good chance of rain. Clouds a good way to sunshine tomorrow, though. Beautiful looking St. Patrick's Day afternoon at 72. Sunday, mostly cloudy, low 60s. The next round of showers and thunderstorms coming in late Monday. Highs in the mid-60s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. 44 degrees WCLU this morning. Rain still way to the west, but it's definitely moving in our direction here in south central Kentucky. And let's see, it's not 6 anything. It is 7:56.
The Empty Nest Inside Pharmacy Express is your shop for home, body, gifts, weddings, babies, and more store. You'll find a little bit of everything, and it's far from empty. If you need a gift for someone during bereavement, the Empty Nest carries wind chimes, picture frames, birdhouses, and canvas prints for remembering a loved one. Celebrating a new baby or a couple just getting married, the Empty Nest has bridal and baby registry too. You'll see it's not so empty at the Empty Nest Inside Pharmacy Express at the corner of the Bypass and Cleveland Avenue in Glasgow.
It's a beautiful day on West Main Street because Bobby Lee Hurt has brightened the horizon with a bunch of nice vehicles that folks are stopping in to check out, and we're going to give you the scoop on the latest arrivals.
Just in, a 2010 Toyota Tundra, crew cab, 4x4, low miles, excellent condition, $21,900. A 2012 Mini Cooper, a really sharp ride, orange with a white top, double sunroof, $8,900. A 2010 Honda CR-V, really nice vehicle, only $10,900. And a 2010 BMW 328i 4-door sedan, really sharp looking ride as well, just $9,900. Affordable vehicles, great quality vehicles, and you haven't scared anybody to death with any of these prices you've mentioned, Bobby Lee. We always do our best, Henry.
Take a look at what they have, and you'll enjoy the selection, the inventory, and you'll always enjoy the good conversation here at Hurt Auto Sales, because at Hurt Auto Sales, they don't want it to be the least bit painful, do they?
That's right. There's no pain when you trade with Hurt.
Uh-oh, it's official. I'm retiring next week.
Well, that's a good thing as long as you've been preparing for it.
But I'm not ready. I kept saying I'll get around to it.
Hello, I'm Anthony Mite, your local Modern Woodman financial representative. Don't be like Miss I'll get around to it. Call me today at 427-6807.
Get to know your local Modern Woodman representative to plan for your financial future and learn about valuable member benefits. Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures. Securities offered through MWA Financial Services, Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary of Modern Woodman of America.
Well, let's see. We're going to say goodbye to our Facebook Live streaming audience, so we follow the rules right there. But thank y'all for joining us at WCLUradio.com on Facebook, and a lot of folks can watch us from all over the land right there, but we're cutting off right now. We've got a couple more things to remind you about that are coming up. Quilters Day Out is tomorrow from 9 until 2 at the Barron County Extension Office. Demos, a trunk show, lecture, vendors, and door prizes. Lunch available. Admission is free. You can feel free to bring a quilt for the show and tell. And we do have some excellent quilters who know a whole lot about it and invested a lot of time in it.